Okay, welcome to my house again. If you haven't been a part of this process, I'll be moving into, I guess you could call it the baby house, the baby Mormon house. I've kind of torn this whole place apart and kind of redone it. And I've done, 10 or 12 videos at this point of us moving in. And so I figured it's about time for an update. So we moved in February 5th. So March, April, May, June, July. So we're 5.5, coming up on 6 months here. I feel like we've done a lot. And so I'm gonna walk you around here. I'm shooting this in 1080-60 on this little camera. And I'm gonna really focus on hand holding and keeping this as steady as possible. Just the gimbal, it's so hard to get you the right angles. The gimbal sucks. So I'm gonna hand hold this and hopefully you don't throw up along the way. But let's jump in the kitchen and take you around the house and show you what we've done, as well as, updating those of you who have been following along. So this is a pretty typical semi-custom, it's not a cookie cutter house, not really a track house. It's kind of in between. It's a semi-custom. These are, semi-custom, order off the shelf cabinets from Wellborn. But we moved in and have, wanted to change quite a few things. You have to remember that we moved from a 6-acre, 5,000 square foot, 4,500 square foot, $1 million home into a $410,000, 2,500 square foot home. And just to cue you in, because I know you're going to ask why I did something stupid like this. We were buying a house on Lake Weir up the street for $1.8 million. And that appraised for $1.2 million. And so we walked away from that. And the problem is our home sold for $1 million. And I bought this house cash. And since we're going to be living here for a little while, because I don't have anywhere else I want to go, I'm going to make it the way I want it. And so I've spent a couple $100,000 on this to get it set up the way I want. And I know that you're getting all bent out of shape. Just know numbers, money means very little to me. Just sharing with you what the real is. So kitchen, let's start here and kind of take you through and talk about what's been done. So this little, what is supposed to be like a little wet bar, there's supposed to be like a wine fridge, and there was a wine rack right here. I don't drink, we don't drink, and so there's no point to that for us. And so I, when I talked to the cabinet company, custom cabinet guys, I said, let's sort of finish this up. They came up with the idea to do the raised panels on the side, which finishes it off. We did a furniture casing around the edge, around the bottom. So now that has an actual trim piece there that'll be filled by my painters coming up here. Casing on the side, and then of course crown molding. And then they did this panel here to kind of encapsulate our computer area, if you will. These are Dynaudio Zio 20s, and then my old iMac, waiting for the new one. Promise Pegasus R6, 6 terabyte array, what I really don't use, but this used to be our sort of photography editing rig for Michelle. So in here, our next step will be organization. We really don't have much organization going on here. So these I'm going to be doing all Hefela, organization. This is Michelle's drawer, that was my drawer. And then the other thing we did is I did soft close doors. So I had soft close hinges put on all of these, which these cabinets did not have. So now they're all soft close. And of course this will be painted white. These are going to be painted white dove, which is a Benjamin Moore color called OC25. And then this will get the same backsplash as the backsplash we're putting in the kitchen. We did get new chairs. These are black Pottery Barn chairs. So we got 5 of them, 4 for the countertop here, 1 for the computer station. And I think this has turned out really nice. I think this is going to look pretty good. So underneath here, where the chairs are, there were corbels. Right where that brown, or where the wood is, where the maple is. It was up near the top here, which you banged your knee off of every time you got in the chair. And so our cabinet maker said, well, why don't we just do a little, a little panel piece there. And so that'll all be painted white. We also, to match, did panel pieces on the edge here. And then this is all going to be repainted in a nicer, not so yellow looking white. And so the island, really only the change there was the faucet. That's a Newport brass, which I highly, highly recommend. This is a Newport brass, satin black faucet, just really, really nice, all metal. The thing I think, the requisite for me is that the head needs to be metal. None of this Kohler, Moen, Delta junk, everything's plastic. So this is like an $800 faucet. But I think you get your money's worth, and then we have an incinerator with a little matching little thing for your incinerator drain. But this the island is going to transform a bit here when we change the paint color. I get some drawer organization. All these cabinets under here, these are all cabinets, so they're all they can all have a bunch of crap in it. So the entire kitchen is going to get new hardware. I'll show you what I'm thinking about here in a minute. But the kitchen in general, the island is such a great piece, or such a great thing to have. And in a little house like this, that is a nice house, but not super dramatic, not a lot of fancy stuff in here. Just a nice house. This island really makes it quite a bit nicer than you would otherwise perceive it to be because of its size and scale and having a single piece of quartz. So over here is where we've made the biggest change. So notice we now have a transitional style hood. Transitional would be the style of it. And it's changed quite a bit. They did it with just two boring doors. Well, I wanted a mantle. And so that's a piece of like a 2-inch maple that they cut down. And it was a live edge piece of wood that you can see it's already starting to bow and change shape a little bit. It'll split and look kind of weathered. That's going to be sort of gray washed. Everything else will be painted white. But over here was a 24-inch deep cabinet to match. That's where the microwave was. It was really odd. So that whole section of the countertop was pretty much useless. And then this cabinet was a little bit shorter. It wasn't quite as tall, and was you can see how we moved it up here, was 3.5 inches lower. So we moved it up 3.5 inches, created some symmetry here, even though the double oven kind of throws that off. We have a much more symmetrical looking array or setup here that's central on the cooktop. Because the cooktop hole was already cut, because I already had drawers, because of where the gas lines were, I thought about doing whatever you call that, not an insert, but a full, crap, I forget, you know what I'm saying, I forget what they call that, where the knobs are down low and you'd cut the countertop and fit it in there. The other thing I could have done was pulled out that cabinet and done a 36-inch range. I just didn't think it was worth it, especially since we have the double oven. And so what I did was this, the Wolf 5-burner, red knobbed. You can see everything's dusty from the cabinet guys doing their thing. And then we did so that's a 36-inch 5-burner. And then this is a 42-inch Wolf, hood with an 800 CFM blower, which works quite well. We're right within spec. I think this is 30 inches. So we're right at the edge of where, you would want a hood to be. I wanted it a little bit taller so I didn't bang my head because I'm 6'2". And then they put in the trim pieces, the crown molding, and then you can see up top here how it's boxed in up top. So they did some wood pieces to box in the vent that goes up outside. I actually installed this myself, installed the hood. my friend Mike and I did that myself. I don't know if I'm going to keep the Dynaudio speaker here or not, but this is just kind of sitting here for now. I just made some bacon, so you get to see real life. Raised panel here, had them do furniture style molding, or toe kick on the whole cabinet setup rather than, they just had like a false piece of melamine down there. So now it's a piece of wood that the painters will fill in and make it look pretty. This already had furniture casing, but the rest of the cabinets did not. So we also replaced the double oven, Wolf double oven here. This is the M series with the Type 1 handle, I think think they have a pro handle and a classic handle. I think this is the classic handle. Same thing on the M series microwave, which is freaking fantastic. I love this. I love Wolf. I'm sure there's better, but it's just I think it's a great balance. This is about 9,000, 2,200, 2,800 or something like that. So certainly not cheap, but not at the highest range. The next thing that's happening in the kitchen, Monday, my Cove dishwasher, which is Wolf's new company, and then my massive 36-inch fridge, 36-inch freezer. Actually, it's opposite freezer fridge. That's going to be filling that hole, which we built specifically for it. And then we have a single vent that goes across the top, so it's going to look like one giant fridge and freezer, which certainly doesn't fit this house, but whatever. I don't care. I'm doing what I want. We've changed the lighting in the entire house. I've talked about this in previous videos. These are CR6T, which I'm actually going to have in the OG store here really soon. These are CR6T in 3,000 Kelvin. I think I'm going to swap them to 3,500. I just think that the colors of this house would be better suited for 3,500. The problem is I don't think anybody makes light bulbs. I still need to get I forget what those globe style bulbs. Maybe somebody with the B series. I forget what style bulb, but these need a bigger bulb, and they need to be dusted for sure. But these are Restoration Hardware lights that we've, I've changed pretty much every fixture in here, and they all have 3,000 Kelvin bulbs in. That light on this, I need to find some 3,000 K bulbs because those are 2,700. Same thing, I'm waiting on my Max Light stuff to arrive, and I'll do 3,000 K or 3,500 K under cabinet lighting as well. You can see the wiring there, and there's a switch for it right there. We do have a simple human garbage can, which I freaking love this thing. You just walk up to it, opens up. It's the only white trash fancy thing that we have that is, what do we have? The Amazon Alexa of garbage cans, which is kind of goofy, but anyway, that's cool. So, waiting on the drawer, waiting on paint. Again, these here all transition to soft close hinges. All going to get Hayfella drawer organization, which I'll be shooting videos on. All of these things are coming apart, and so we have some adjustments to make to get them all to be flush and new and fresh. When they get painted, they'll take the doors off and they'll spray those. But we've seen some significant change here on the back wall, and we have some symmetry here. It just looks way better than it did before, having that cabinet be the same depth as that cabinet, and then obviously lots of room, lots of space there. So the painters are going to be dialing in all of this stuff. All this stuff here, wood puttying and making this all sanding and make this all look pretty. The M series oven, double oven, is really freaking cool. I think this thing's great. I like the red knobs too. I don't like red generally, but for some reason the red just works for me. So then this is where the fridge was, right here. It was like tucked in this corner. And so microwave, we have a panel going on here, which will kind of make that look finished. I pulled two of the bottom drawers out. I decided to do my zip hydro tap. If you watched the last video, I was planning on putting this in the attic. There's the carbon filter, the 0.2 micron filter, which we really don't need because I'll show you the water filtration system. These drawer glides will be coming out. The plumbing's already set up. We got to do some work in the back there to clean that up because there's been 3 or 4 different workers doing different plumbing and stuff to get this to work. The other thing that kind of stinks is I did have to sacrifice this cabinet for my drains because the zip hydro tap, so water's coming into it now. It's already supplied. There's a valve connection there. That tank on the left is our CO2 cartridge, our tank. And then there's the pressure gauge. And so you have to run silicone tubing. It'll go behind the cabinet, behind the ice maker, and then it'll match my Newport brass faucets and fixtures like this, lights, I think are worth spending money on. And so we have a relatively matching, you have to do the HydroTap faucet, but this is a HydroTap arc, which is going to sit right here on a countertop that I ordered. Now, it was like $3,800 for just this piece of quartz, because I had to order a whole bunch in order to get this matching to match this stuff. It's called Cambria or something like that is the style. I don't love it, but I didn't want to change this because this would cost a fortune to change that thing. And so what it cost was like $200 more to do, I'll show you this in a minute, but to do this countertop as well. So it's such a stinger. I totally underestimated that. It's about 4,000 bucks to do that and that countertop. But picture, we have ice. So this is a Scotsman nugget ice maker. See, it makes the sonic ice. You heard the pump just kick on, which kind of stinks. This one has to have a pump because I don't have a gravity-fed drain underneath, because we had to tap into the drain to the bathroom, and then they had to put a P-trap and all that stuff in this cabinet here. Anyway, that's my Scotsman ice maker. I'll run the silicone lines behind there into the hydro tap. We select cooled, boiling, chilled, filtered water. This is the font, which will be the drain, which will be sitting on top of the countertop. And so this will be fixed right here, and you'll be able to walk up and select your type of water that you want. So that drawer is coming out. That'll be a false panel. We had to get a new door shaved so it would fit the ice maker. I got rid of the two drawers that are at the bottom. Those slides will come out. We have doors going on here, trim piece going there, and we've got a nice clean setup. Oh, the thing I forgot to mention, when they did these frickin' cabinets, they built them wrong, and so I couldn't fit a plate. Sorry, it's hard to open them right now because we don't have any hardware, but the plates wouldn't fit. Plates were too deep. And so I had to, raise all kinds of, get all mad and yell at them because they weren't going to fix it. And what happened is the dude at their shop put this 3/4 inch piece in the back. They put it in backwards. And so it shaved like a 1/2 inch. And so they took it apart, flipped the back around, and now we're good. Again, all this stuff will get cleaned up and lined up when the painters paint. The backsplash is going to be 4-inch tile, white, that has like a texture to it. So it'll look raised and lowered. It'll look sort of we'll do it subway style, where it's not 4 inches squared, it's 4 inches offset. But it'll have some texture to it. So that'll be going there, 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 and in the pantry. So you can see a lot's gone into this kitchen, even though it doesn't look like much. That was a goofy pantry, so we didn't need 2 pantries. We don't even need the pantry we have. There's nothing in there. And so I got rid of that pantry, made this my fridge and freezer, 36-inch Sub-Zeros, freezer fridge going in there, with a single panel across, new lighting in the ceiling, and then doing real wood, real cabinets in the pantry, which I think is pretty sick. Even though this pantry's tight and small, we'll have this all set up here. It's just kind of, I had them put 1, 2, 3, 4 outlets in, and then this will all get backsplash, 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 all the way up to the ceiling is getting the same backsplash. These are going to be like a gray stain. These solid, heavy-duty maple shelves. You can hang off of those suckers. And then we just put a couple of false drawers on top to serve as our countertop for now. But these will all have hardware as well. All soft close, dovetailed drawers, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll do some linear lighting in here once I get that working and figured out here and ordered. So countertops coming, countertops coming. I think that's about it for the kitchen. I think it looks good. So we should have the cabinets done this week, which means the painters will probably be here within the month. And backsplash, Corey's coming to do my backsplash stuff. I got to fix that drywall there. Got to pull the rest of the backsplash off. And the kitchen's going to be super, super legit. Just the chairs alone made a huge difference. So that's coming along. Nothing's changed in the dining room. There's a restoration hardware fixture. All of these blinds, I'm not sure what they are, but that was like the big upgrade that the last people did. They're like, charging, I don't know, the blinds cost a few $1,000, but these are probably $3,000 or $4,000 to do. But sorry, the camera's adjusting on you here. But I could not care less about those. Still no update on the summer kitchen, but we'll talk about that when we walk around. Let's go living room. I got to get all these Dyne Audio speakers out of here. I've been auditioning and testing. These are Contour 20i's, Evoke 20s, Evoke 30s. What are those? I forget what those are. Evoke 50s, Contour Center. All of my NAD stuff is coming. So I'm going to be NAD Blue Sound dealer. So I'll be swapping the Sunfire amps out for NAD amps and NAD M17 processor. And that's the LG 77 OLED. I'm going to have Dustin come and calibrate it soon. This is the, which don't buy, big ass E7 fan, I believe. It's too noisy. Clicks and clunks and clangs. It's not very good. Dyne Audio in ceilings. These are the Studio Series, and then same CR6. These are 1600 lumen. These are the 1100 lumen, and they make them in 825 lumen. But these are on a little dimmer. I'm going to be swapping for all Lutron lighting controls in here in a little bit. So, oh, sorry, Dyne Audio Zeo is what these are. So, the ultimate speakers are going to be the Contour 60s, which will be the tall floor standing version, which will be in here. That's a restoration cabinet. Again, I don't love this room, but there was a fireplace in here, and there was a tchotchke cabinet, like a curio cabinet built into that wall there. If you guys have been watching this whole process, remember that. It was freaking terrible. Absolutely terrible. Nothing's really changed in here, other than apparently kids were jumping on the bed or something. I'm going to be doing some sort of recessed lighting in here. You can see the lighting is terrible, but nothing's really changed in the master, just normal setup. We did our restoration corbel table. There's some stuff on the walls. I don't know where that lamp came from, probably restoration. These are some custom stuff that we had made for our last house, but you know, everything looks pretty normal in here. I changed this restoration. No, this is a light. Yeah, that is a restoration fixture. My closet changed in that we added this bank of drawers. So this is new, and this is new. The double hangs were already here. So they had it set up. This was like a hers and hers closet, and so we made it. That's my closet. Look at all the OG hats. We got more colors coming. I gotta figure out some sort of really cool hat holder thingy. And this is Michelle's closet. We're kind of finishing up our organization project here. So we changed this out, and then she already had a bank of drawers. So really we just made some more hanging so that her closet is set up. Of course, we changed the carpets, we changed the toilets, we painted the whole house from top to bottom, changed every light in the darn place. So it's been quite a process. The lights here, I forget where I got these from, but they're not anything great, but they're nice. Brizio, B-R-I-Z-O, Brizo is the fixture or holders that we got. I do have soft close coming for these. We're going to do new hardware on the doors. These will be painted as well. I got to figure out what I'm doing with organization. I just got a water pick for the first time, so I can't stay there. I hate that. So I'm going to do probably run some power underneath here. We're going to do some drawers and some organization. I'll share that with you. Don't ever do hooks. Hooks are freaking terrible for hand towels. It just looks like that all the time. It looks terrible and doesn't stay up half the time. So I'm going to take that off, put this in place. It's going to hang here for my towel like I did for Michelle. Having the hooks for the larger towels are not terrible, just as you're kind of staging for the shower. But anyway, I've got to deal with some mold. If anybody's got any suggestions, what do I do with this? Give me a product that I can use to just spray on. I don't have to scrub it out, but you can see the grout just wants to fight here. It's holding on to mold. And then our water softening system, I got all new fixtures and got a water filter, the Nuvo, which is garbage, for at least for what we needed for calcium for our water. And so I got all new. These are Newport brass fixtures, like the kitchen. These are $300-400 a piece, something like that. They're freaking awesome though. So I got all new fixtures or faucets or shower heads, I should say, and including the little, whatever you call that, the little pole. And then they got water spots on them from the calcium, so I've been getting to get some CLR and clean those up. But, this bathroom's okay, nothing special. We did Panasonic Whisper Quiet fans. So this fan is on a motion sensor and a humidity sensor with a light integrated. So we have a night light and daylight. So you have the night light version, and then you have the regular light. And then the fan is automatic. So it senses motion and it kicks up. These two fans I run at 50 CFM all the time. We did new toilets. I think these are Kohler, something like that. American Standard. And some fancy little turny things, or whatever you call that, flusher knob. I did this, Brizo. And then the other fan is here. This one is not on motion. This one's just on humidity. And it's also, so it's humidity and also a switch. And so they ramp up to 150 CFM, I believe. Maybe it's 130 CFM when they sense humidity. And then of course we did whatever that light is there from some lighting company. My safe is here if you want to come rob me, that's where it is, bolted to the ground. That's a Fort Knox safe. And of course, all the shoes you see in all the videos, which are pretty much all CrossFit shoes. So we walk over here. Let's go to the kids' side of the house. We had all the floors deep clean. I'm gonna have them clean again once this gets done. Then we're gonna do some have them come out and really pressure wash, clean the floors again, or whatever the heck they do. That light is too big, but it's too late. It's staying. That's from restoration as well. We have an ADT system, which I really like. I did ADT in all my buildings, so I've got 4 ADT systems now. Kate's bathroom, we changed the light fixture. Changed the light fixtures in the hallway. These are from restoration as well. So there's 3 of those in the hallway. That's a mirror from our last house. New toilet. Kate got new toilet paper holder, towel holders. She got a Newport brass. And then we got some new Delta fixtures here. New towel holder as well. I didn't change the faucets out. I do need to change the one in Ryan's room out because it got calcium jacked and doesn't work. It's Kate's room. We got new carpet in all the rooms. So the carpets are doing okay. They don't stain them and mess them up. We generally don't wear shoes in the house. Kate's room is set up, and Kate didn't have any closet organization, so hers was not modified like ours. This whole closet was done. Thank you, drawers. So her closet was completely redone. Now this room over here is going to become an office, I think. Somebody jacked up a freaking paint. I got to get the paint out. Kate drugged something across there. Dang it. I've been playing with what to do with this room. And we were going to put a couch in here, but the kids are never in here. Kate is in here to do their crafts, and so I think I'm just going to put a desk in here. I just don't know how it's going to work. It's just so small. I'd take this off the wall and do something else, but this room will probably be the reason why I go and finally build a house and get the heck out of here. We went and looked at some 11,000 square foot monster 2 weeks ago. It was just, this house was way nicer than that house, and it was, millions of dollars. So this closet we modified a little bit, but you can see, we don't have a lot of crap. It's by design. So I'm probably going to do hardwood in here, and then like real hard, like plank hardwood, not some freaking luxury vinyl garbage. Stop this nonsense. And I'd have to do something with this goofy fan and do some acoustic treatments, but I don't know if I'm even going to do that. We'll see. We'll see. If I might just turn this house into a rental and go build something, but depends on if I get the house in North Carolina or not. So that's the house, which is, again, it's 2,500 square feet. Let's go over here to the garage. Actually, let's go to Ryan's room first. So Ryan's room and the laundry room's here. I don't know why Michelle bought these. They look like they're 100 years old and they're freaking brand new. They look terrible. So Ryan, new toilet. Again, did a towel hanger, which is terrible. I'll never do that again. Got his light fixture. Probably get him some sort of new mirror. I don't like all this crap on the counter, but that's what we got. New Delta faucet in here. Or no, these are Kohler, but fixed Kohler shower head, but Delta, because they all had Delta valves. I didn't want to swap those. And then CR6T. At the Ecobee, having a huge problem. It's supposed to be 72. It climbs all the way up to 78 and then falls off. The dehumidifier's working, but it can't keep up. And so because I did a couple of ducts into the attic, now the house can't keep up. And so I'm going to have to buy a new air conditioner. God, it stinks. Something, I only have a 3.5 ton. I probably need a 4.5 ton, 4 ton. Ryan's room, pretty simple. We're going to get some cool, like, I don't know, some sort of cool basketball photos or something, black and whites on the wall for him. He's got his 49-inch Samsung, his HP Omen that he, he's on all the time playing. He's a real hybrid. He's a pretty sick athlete, but he's also playing Fortnite all the time with his buddies. So, oh crap! I just managed to break this. So somehow I managed to break that. I'm gonna have to fix that. Him and Michelle are cut from the same cloth. They're axe murderers of drawers and things like that. I did a new faucet. See this one here. Let me see. I think this one's plastic. Oh no, it is metal, but it is a Kohler. But you can see the difference, the quality difference between this and the Newport brass. This was $350 or something like that. I've got another cabinet, so these are going to get painted white. But I got another cabinet that's going right here to match that. That'll go above here, which will give us some more storage for cleaning and stuff like that. And again, I'll show you in the future. I'm going to show you now, but I'll show you in the future what these are going to look like when I have some really sophisticated organization. Right now, they're kind of janky. These don't have self-close hinges on them yet. But we're going to have some real sophisticated organization system. I don't know so much about uppers, but lower cabinets for sure. And then we just have regular, rip-off blinds that, blind people, the blind companies always rip you off with. Oh, I had Mr. Perry put an outlet in for our Dyson thingy that Michelle loves. I'm going to tie up that wire. So that's wall mounted and in a position out of the way. The garage. Shoot, this is going to be like a 2-hour-long video. So notice I've got light, and I got a lot of light. These have grown on me. These are ZR troffers in an on-ceiling mount box. And if you're judging them from start, I was hating them because they look so big and bulky. They need that for heat dissipation, I guess. But really, really frustrating. And I thought they'd be like 2 inches off the ceiling. They really need to be recessed, but I couldn't do recessed unless I wanted to rip the whole roof off. But these are the 80 CRI versions, and they're freaking fantastic. The quality of light in here, this is the best lit room I think I've ever been in my entire life. It's just fantastic. And we still have some work to do. So I'll be showing you some more Cree solutions. We're going in deep with Cree, and I've always been talking about doing lighting. And this garage, I'm telling you, if your garage, if the quality of the light in your garage was like this, it would freaking change your life. It's just absolutely incredible. So I got a bit torn apart here because I'm working on my pressure washing wall here, which I'll show you in a second. But I'm waiting to cut the floor and do the Swiss tracks and all of that stuff in here. Cabinets are in, lighting is coming along. I've got to clean the lights and do some adjustments to them. We got to paint the ceiling, we got to paint the walls, we got to clean up some of the wiring. I've got to do some more speaker wire, stuff like that in here. But the cabinets are in, the countertops are in, the backsplash is coming here soon, and tool organization's coming. There's a lot that has to happen in this garage in the next few months. I got some plywood here because what I'm going to do, and this is what I've been working on here this week, put some bracing in the wall, so that way I can have, I can grab something more solid. I probably didn't need to do that. I probably could have just done the plywood right over top of the metal studs. But I'm going to do two, this will all be sheeted plywood all the way up. And then I'm going to do a Schluter Dietra, I think it's called. Dietra or something like that. which is a membrane that allows wood to bond well and have a vapor barrier with tile. And so I'm going to be doing this tile here. So this basalt field tile from Jeffrey Court. See this kind of gray sand color. The walls are going to be Harbor Gray, and this tile is going to cover the entire back wall, so the entire wall here, backsplash including where the TV is, and it's going to cover that whole wall there, where my pressure washer is going to go. That cabinet right there goes and is going to mount to the wall right here and be floated. Pressure washer system here. And then I'm doing this, I'm probably going to regret it, but I put my prior P118 hose bib here on the corner. Now remember, the corner's going to stick out another inch or so. And it's more functional here. I just don't know how this is going to look when it's all said and done. But I'm going to find out. This is going to get, half of this wall is going to get tiled, and my stainless shelving, I'm doing T316 stainless shelving, so hopefully it won't stain at all from chemicals sort of leaking out of bottles and things like that. But this half of this wall here will be tile as well. I might even just do the whole frickin' wall, we'll see. But I think that's going to be kind of unique and interesting. Still waiting on my roll-up doors. I don't know what they're waiting on, some part or something like that. So the lift master, all that junk will come out of here and will look open. All this will get painted, including the magic stairs, the magic lift. My under cabinet lighting is going to get, sort of tacked up with the magnets when they come in. So waiting on the magnets. The TV won't have wires and crap hanging down from the bottom. And so I'm probably a month away from this garage really taking shape. My lift should be here soon. It's just so hard to get everything. My air compressor showed up, so that's going to go over there. I'm waiting on my bike lift to lift the bikes. Right now it's about 72 degrees in here. The Mitsubishi 18,000 BTU unit, which of course is off center. It's going to stay off center. I'm not going to change that. And of course I have the Tesla chargers. We'll be doing a whole series on drawer organization as well in here. I haven't done any of that yet. I've got these really awesome Hayfella garbage cans that pull out. And so I did it for my microfiber towels and for my garbage. So that's out of the way. And Michelle really wanted a printer, so I put a printer in here, just right next to the network. But I got some more work to clean this up as well. And I set up some power, but I've got hundreds of hours left of work to do in here to organize stuff like this. That's no good. Stuff like this, 1/4 inch. So all this will be tool gridded out and look freaking amazing. That's getting sold. These are Dynaudio Evoke. These are the Evoke 20s. The others are the Evoke 10. I put the orange vise in. Again, the countertops weren't in last time I made a video. The lights weren't in. My subwoofers are on the edges here. I put the switch tracks up in the attic. This is going to get all sort of dialed in. I'm supposed to be doing that right now, but I'm making a freaking 2-hour long video for you. And the lift is going to go here. The lift will make a lot more sense when these tracks aren't in the way. And so the reason why I lost symmetry on the lights was because I wanted to work around the lift. And I had to work around the magic stairs and the magic lift. So a lot of working around. And so once you lose symmetry with the lights, and because of how well lit this is, the symmetry on the ceiling doesn't even matter. So that's what's going on in here. That's the kids' cabinet, which I need to figure out some bins and things like that. But the reason why this looks all torn apart is because I literally had it all torn apart last night with crap everywhere when I was working on setting up. This is a rock wool, safe and sound. And then I'm going to 3/4 inch plywood and tile and a membrane. So we should be pretty well at least sound deadened for our pressure washer. So outside, this is terrible. I finally got the one good news about dealing with the homeowners association and them getting on me is that they made Michelle get rid of that stupid golf cart that she borrowed. It was parked right here. It looked terrible. That's my steering rack for the E36. All this stuff is out here just because I moved it out of the garage just so I could clean up. I did that last night. But look, we've got grass. This is St. Augustine Pro Vista. I've got to get some Roundup or something to spray all of this stuff. But we got grass in. And our yard looks so much flatter and so much more useful. Again, this is where the drain field was done. It cost me $7,000, but I did all new grass and it's already starting to take. You can see it's already doing pretty well. There's a couple of bad spots. This side is not doing as well because of how much water we have. But we're waiting on our rock, should be here any day. So once our rock comes, then we can get all of our landscaping beds finished up here, cleaned up, looking nice. Once the rock comes, then we can do our paint. So we can paint everything, fix, you know, the rest of the stucco, fix the corbels that have been knocked down, and get the exterior all completely dialed. This over here, you know, it takes a little while for St. Augustine to sort of thatch and cross-link and all that stuff. But notice we got this issue. There's already a French drain in here, but that French drain never worked from day one. And so we're going to have a drain that comes out here, comes over there, and then runs all the way down the side. And so you can see where the water's been sitting and running. You know, we've got, hopefully that can be done soon. Invisible fence is reburied, so that's all fixed. And then I'm going to let these grow up so I can tuck my garbage cans here on the edge. And I think I can get away with that without getting in trouble. So you can see this is all cleaned up and ready to receive our rock. As soon as that comes, once the rock is here, then I can paint the exterior. We can finish that up. Look at our porta carpus, or whatever they call these things. These are coming along nicely. They'll grow up here and kind of clean that all up. And then you also notice we've got a neighbor. We've got a neighbor coming in here. So they're building a new house right behind us. Part of the joys of living in a little baby neighborhood. But look how much better it looks back here already. Looks so good. All the rock is going to come in here nicely. No more weird plants. All these plants are, you know, basically identical. It's going to look freaking great. All this is ready. These were all like big giant weed trees. It was terrible. Like it was just a disaster. That cost me a lot of money too. Michelle's little goofy fire pit. I don't know what's up with this. I'm going to put this, get rid of this hose. She must have borrowed that from somebody. It's not mine. And so back here is getting my outdoor kitchen, which should be here next month. So I'm gonna have to do Mr. Perry's gonna have to come out here and stay on my employ and clean up some of this. Looks like I'm gonna have to fix that soffit there, figure out some sort of seating. But this is where my Evo is going. The Lynx grill should be here soon. Sub-Zero fridge going in the corner. Hood, so I'm gonna get that built. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. This is for the double fridge. That's my Evo, which I keep forgetting about. Once I get that, it'll be perfect in time for after the summer is when I'm gonna be able to use it more when it's not so freaking hot. So let's go down the side here. Let's not mess up our little weed, whatever you call it. So the invisible fence is back in. So Chase has his fence. Chase is at Borders. Michelle is in Tennessee. Ryan has an AAU game. We did all this here too. So I relocated the water heater from the garage out here. You saw that in the moving vlogs. And then I did a Kinetico system. So here's the water treatment system. It's partially buried, but it's a two-stage, I guess I don't know what you call it. But anyway, it's a much more efficient system. It was about $5,000 for this, but water is something that's important to me. And so this is a sediment filter leading into a multi-stage resin type filtration where it's salt washed. But the way that it works, it doesn't wash on a timer. It washes based on need, based on water flow. That's what that thing is on the top there. And then we have a recirc line. So we have hot water instant that I have tuned from, I don't know, morning and night for when we're using it. And then there's our gas line. So gas, tankless, and then Kinetico softening system. which makes our water fan-frickin-tastic, which is great. And so that'll make my deionizer work better. I'll have to work less hard. That makes everything better. I gotta fill in that hole and then have this kind of cleaned up. So this is just sitting here until we get our rock, and then this will be cleaned up. Of course, we relocated our electric panel outside, which I love, except for when a breaker kicks, it's a little bit annoying, but it's better than having that frickin' thing in the middle of my garage. We got a little bit more cleanup to do out here, but this looks a million times better. I've got to slice that frickin' thing off of there, which is the satellite dish pole from, I guess, a couple of owners ago. So no more wires out here laying around all over the place, so that's good. Once the rock comes in, he has to put the weed bed in the rest of the way. Of course, the septic system was a whole frickin' debacle. I got to figure out what to do with this. Keeps washing out, so got to talk to the drain guys on that as well. And it keeps washing out from the gutter drain, the pop-up drain there. But look at that, how much better the house looks now after doing a whole frickin' septic system. That house was coming along. So we got grass, and it's taking. It's looking nice. The side yard probably needs to get re-rolled. But once the rock comes in here, like there's this whole frickin' bed that came all the way out in the middle of the yard. It was stupid. And then this was a big bowl. And so now it's flat. The drain field is all under here. We have a lift station, a pump with an alarm. If it ever backs up, I can now access the filter because we have risers set up. And then all this grass will take and will look frickin' great. So this was a huge project that I don't think I ever want to do again unless I'm going to do it from scratch. But we're probably, I don't know, 2 months away from the kitchen being done, house being painted, rock being in. I don't dislike my, goofy, discolored tiles. It turned out okay. Homeowners are off my back because the developer, I think he really appreciated that I fixed this myself. And so I asked him, get these frickin' people off my back. The garage doors, we'll sneak those in. And we got ourselves a house. Just in time to move out and do another one. So that's the story. For those of you wondering, in the comments, if you're questioning, why did he do this? You can to point people to the end of the video. The reason we did this, I had a house on 6 acres down the street here, about 2 miles from here. And we listed it for sale because we were under contract. We were buying a home on Lake Weir, which is 20 minutes the other way. And it was our other house is on 6 acres. It's 4,500 square feet. We sold it for $1 million. And the house I was buying, we were under contract at $1,780,000. And it was a 4,000 square foot home on a lake, on 2 acres on the lake. And it was like a frickin' paradise. Well, that house appraised for $1.2 million, even though clearly that was not correct. But that's we had several different 2 appraisals done, and there just weren't any comps to justify it. And so we had to walk away from that house. And I bought this house in 2 days, 10-day close, paid cash for the thing. And so it just makes sense to make it really nice. And worst case scenario, I keep it and rent it to somebody really cool that really would appreciate all this stuff, or I don't know, maybe I just keep it for a long time. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but my guess is the clock is ticking on this. I know people love to think they're sticking it to me by saying, you're moving out. Well, maybe not. It was fun. I like messing with all this stuff, but again, I don't think I would do it this way again. So, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks from 6 weeks from now, I'll give you an update. The garage will be transformed. The house hopefully will be painted, and the rock will be in, and the kitchen will be painted as well. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking this journey of life with me. I'll see you soon. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. I'll keep you up to date. Thanks for watching.